So, where did you first start working in wilderness therapy?
Well, my first start with wilderness therapy was probably not my first experience in wilderness, but my first experience in wilderness therapy was probably at the Anasazi Foundation. It was in late 1991, and years before, I'd gotten my hands on a copy of Outdoor Survival Skills by Larry Dean Olson, and I thought that was a bee's knees. Whoever wrote something like that? Well, this guy did, and I found it. I grew up in Southwest Texas, and there were Indian ruins all around us, different Native American tribes that lived out there. And I'd go out and find little arrowheads and play cowboys and Indians with the brothers, and I was the Indian, they were the cowboys, of course. Take our underwear bands, and it took two of them to make good bowstring for our bows. And but anyway, I would read this book that he had in the early 70s, and that I just happened to find. I don't even know how I got it. I don't know if my parents had purchased it as a be prepared thing, or if I got it in the library at my elementary school. I can't recall. But fast forward, I would do everything in that book. I made a bowstring out of 6 chicken drumsticks that I got from Mom's kitchen without her knowing, and she was pissed. And the bowstring didn't work good. It was shit. It didn't work at all. It snapped. But I was a kid. But I was creative that way. Fast forward to the 1990. I got a little, or maybe early 91. I don't even remember how I came across it, but I saw an advertisement for a help wanted, a working opportunity out of this program down in southern Arizona called the Anasazi Foundation. Had this little kid looking at this crawdad and was hanging off his, I don't even know if he had a beard or something like that. Maybe he was pinching on his face, I can't remember. Maybe it's one little tendril, but so I called him up, and I hadn't put two and two together, and I got a hold of somebody there. I think it was this guy by the name of Larry, and I called him up and said, hey, here, you guys want to pay me for camping? And it's a little bit more than that. And he said, yeah, well, if we like you. I said, well, how do I get signed up? And he says, well, come on out. We'll give you a trainee week. We'll try you on for size, and you can see if you like us too. And so I headed out there, and when I met him, he introduced himself as Larry Olson. I heard that name before. And I finally figured it out that this was the guy who wrote the book that I had made my chicken drumstick, bowstring with, And I thought the world was my oyster at that point. And I went, did the week, and they said, well, we had somebody not show up. Would you like to work another week? While I was out there, and I said, sure, you're going to pay me, right? And they said, yeah. And I don't even think I was even considering money at that time. I thought, you just give me food, give me an extra mac and cheese with some powdered milk, powdered cheese or something, I'd be happy. And so I stayed for 2 weeks, and came in, and they pulled me in the office and said, well, we talked with your instructors out there, your trainers, and they said, you're pretty knowledgeable about living out there and doing things. Matter of fact, you taught them a few things. We'd like to offer you a job on one condition. I said, what's that? They said, you got to stop picking up rattlesnakes. I thought, that's a deal breaker. No, but I grew up in Southwest Texas. We didn't have much to play with, so we played with rattlesnakes down there. We picked them up smartly, we didn't. Anyway, I did that for about 10 years. Wasn't married, didn't have nowhere to go. They wanted to pay me to camp, hang out with some cool people, continue to learn. They're paying me to train myself, and I was going to Boss, and I was dealing with Dave Westcott and David Holliday. David Holliday was working with us too, and a few others probably on your camera working together, and this was a motley crew. It was It was a brotherhood, and there weren't many other programs at the time, and it was just really enjoyable until I got married. And I also hit a ceiling. I call it the cactus ceiling or something, I don't know, but you can only go so far. When you get married, you start thinking about providing for other people, not just yourself. And they said, well, you're assistant field director, but if you want to be field director or go beyond that, you got to have a degree. I said, So I went back to school with the intent of I wanted to continue doing what I was doing. I liked the therapy part of it. I liked the helping people part of it. So I went into clinical social work and psychotherapy, and I went into that with the intention of coming back out to be a wilderness therapist. I did a little bit, but we later moved away from Arizona, had a new child and other things, and kind of stepped aside from that. I'd still go probably about 3 or 4 weeks out of the year to what I call fat camp at that point, because I just go out there and starve, hike around and eat lentils and rice. And I'd lose about 10 pounds each time too, which was good. But,
and what are you doing now?
right now, I'm still working with people, still trying to add a little bit of a wilderness component to it, but within limits. I work up at the Boise VA Medical Center as a psychotherapist up there, working with some of our veterans coming home. And we got a sweat lodge out back with one of our veterans there, who's also happens to be a Lakota singer, and he does the sweats, and I take him out back. Sometimes we'll do a little flintknapping, sometimes we'll do a friction fire, which is just an incredible confidence builder, especially when they're feeling like, they're struggling and searching for meaning after war, I take them out of the clinical office, and I do have an office, but my office is filled with plants, and I got this little spider vine that's gone around the perimeter of my room 3 times. I've got it pinned up there and stuff, and some big ferns and other stuff. It looks like the office I always wanted my office to look like. It's got flintknapping on the wall, it's got a stone axe in the corner, it's got some stone knives, and of course people might freak out, well, you got, but these are adults, and then, and if they want to take me out with my own knife, bring it on, They might win and I might lose, but I don't care. That's never been a concern. But we get outside as much as we can. We're up on the beautiful Fort Boise, old 1800s cavalry spot, just picturesque, right up against the foothills. We go out, we do outside therapy. When it's cold, we do it inside. But anyway, that's what I'm doing now. That's my story.
The Primitivus project is made possible by the generous sponsorship of Wingate Wilderness Therapy. Wingate Wilderness Therapy is a premier wilderness therapy program for troubled teens and young adults that offers hope and healing. Designed for both troubled teens and young adults, Wingate offers 2 distinctly separate wilderness programs addressing the needs of 2 very different age groups. Wingate operates from the understanding that change comes from the inside out, not the outside in. To learn more about Wingate, visit wingatewilderness-therapy.com or call 1-800-560-1599. Please subscribe to this channel to ensure you don't miss any episodes of the project. New videos will be loaded every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please like the videos and share them with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the trail.